Regardless of what you've heard, rheumatoid arthritis is an insidious, awful disease. It affects 1 in 100 people. It affects women by a margin of 3 to 1. And when caught early, a lot of irreparable damage can be avoided. That's why it is critical that you get this checked out quickly by a competent medical professional. Rheumatoid arthritis is progressive, it's chronic, it stays with you forever. When I think back, I was sure that I had injured my right knee on a fall on ice. A couple weeks before. It was a cold winter in Chicago in the late 90s. I went to an orthopedic clinic. I had x-rays done. They looked at the knee. It looked okay. Then they did an MRI. After they did the MRI, everything looked okay. And they sent me on my way. I think they might have given me like an anti-inflammatory at the time, maybe. And then something strange happened. The other knee started to hurt. I went back to the orthopedic clinic, saw the doctor again, went through a set of x-rays. X-rays looked fine. They did an MRI. The MRI looked fine. And when I had this follow-up appointment, and when I saw the doctor, he said he wanted me to talk to a different doctor. He thought there might be something else afoot. Tell me what it was, but a nice doctor came in. The first thing he did was look at my hands. He asked me how my mornings were. He told me that he suspected I might be dealing with rheumatoid arthritis, that it was highly suspect that a knee injury could migrate from one knee to another. So we went and did some blood tests. And lo and behold, a week later, I found out I had rheumatoid arthritis. I was given sulfasalazine, which turns your pee orange. That was that. That was the start of it. Rheumatoid arthritis is a very sneaky disease. It's commonly misdiagnosed. If you don't catch it early, the damage that is done cannot be repaired. So another insidious component of rheumatoid arthritis is the fact that there's no simple blood test to say you have RA. There are a combination of symptoms and factors that get figured in. That's how they come to a diagnosis. The criteria were updated in 2010. I'm going to give you both sets for the sake of completeness, and maybe it'll help you understand RA a little more. In 1987, the first set of criteria were established. Number one, there are 7 components. Number one is morning stiffness lasting at least an hour. Incidentally, many rheumatoid arthritis patients experience morning stiffness more than an hour. I know when my disease is active, or has been active, that it's gone longer. And I've had good days that were shorter. Number 2, soft tissue swelling or fluid in at least 3 joint areas simultaneously. So, strike two on the old criteria. I did not experience morning stiffness originally, and I had swelling in only one joint at the time. Okay, number three, at least one area at the inner wrist, MCP or PIP joint, which are all in the hand. Once again, I didn't have any issues with my hands. So, but swelling in the hands is a big indicator. It's, again, the lion's share of RA affects women, and it starts in the hands, just FYI. Okay. Symmetric arthritis, meaning the same thing on both sides. Again, focusing on the hands. It just wasn't the way it was for me. And if you listen, I've listened to a bunch of stories on YouTube, and it was definitely not accurate in my case and others. Rheumatoid nodules, I still don't have these, and from what I understand, these happen when the disease is very far along. So, look, it was the 80s, whatever that means. An abnormal amount of serum rheumatoid factors. So this is discovered with a blood test, and if your doctor was suspicious or on the trail, then he might order this blood panel for you. I did indeed have this. And finally, erosion, Sarbani decalcification on x-rays. I probably butchered that. But basically, they take an x-ray and they look at what's going on with the hand joints. If you've ever seen anybody with advanced rheumatoid arthritis, you'll see why, because their hands, I'll put a picture in. It's really something to see what RA does to people when it attacks the hands and it has not been addressed or it hasn't been caught. So anyway, I'll put an image in there for you so you can see what those affected hands look like. Anyway, those were the criteria for RA back in the day. So now to the 2010 criteria. All this is on the blog, by the way, rx4.life, and there's a slide which I'll put up here. And if you want to take a closer look at it, you can see it on the blog, or you can just pause this. So it's a point system. In this, as it says, rather nondescriptly on the slide, anything greater than or equal to 6 points means you definitely have RA. So, using the new system, I had 2 large joints in the domain of joint involvement, so that was 1 point. I had a high CCP, and that was 3 points. The duration of synovitis was longer than 6 weeks, so I got a point for that. And the acute phase reactance, my CRP number was bad, so I got a point for that. So I win with 6 points. But I already have rheumatoid arthritis, and the question is, do you, right? So take a look at this and see what you think. But at the end of the day, if you're here looking at this, you or someone you care about might have RA. I'm here to tell you, man, you need to get this checked out. So, with that, be on the lookout for soreness in the hands and feet, stiffness in the morning, and a lot of fatigue. I gotta say, when my RA has been kicking for the past 3 years, it feels like a bad hangover or the flu. So, yeah, but look, if you're here looking at this, you've probably looked at a couple of other things. I strongly suggest keep searching, but make an appointment and make sure your doctor is keeping rheumatoid arthritis as a potential, something that they're testing for. It's not a big deal. It's not a lot of money for them to run the blood panel. It's cheap. And the sooner you catch this, the better. If you've got it, it's just like anything. It's so much better if you deal with it and deal with it early, because if you don't, there are a lot of consequences, and really none of them are good. So, so with that, I hope you don't have RA. I really do. Don't do. I do hope you don't. And good luck. And hope you have a lovely day. And don't forget to smash the subscribe and smush the like and smish the bell. And okay, folks, I'll see you in the next blog. By the way, the website is rx4.life. And thanks for watching. Appreciate it, and good luck.